I accept there's some heavy words. Mean a lot of different things. Um, Maybe you accept the task. Maybe you accept the work. Sometimes those are very heavy words. In your last session, Chaos erupted. The kidnapped man was captured by Gregorius in front of Ignia during your harrowing battle and encounter with a former mercenary in Cutchell's army and then a red dragon, Ursula. You had assumed him to be lost, but he shatters the tension between the party and Mayor Raven by kicking in the door to the brass craft. He was barely recognizable, carrying the severed head of the blue draconian. Slung over his shoulder was the lifeless body of the silver draconian. Both of which were lifeless and dead. And as the group took in the grisly sight, the man's form shifted. His disguise was falling away and revealed the truth. He transformed into a fearsome red draconian. Underneath his intricate black plate armor, you could see glowing embers. You could feel great heat. You feel the heat radiating from beneath him. In his hand, he wielded a great sword, its blade smoldering with ember-like heat. He cast flickering shadows across the room. On his chest, the symbol of the red dragon burned bright, its outline illuminated by the glow of his flames. The image was haunting, and to come. And a reminder of the folks that lie ahead, wrapped in layers of deceit and rule. From there, the party leaped into action, facing the red draconian head on as Mayor Raven watched in horror, frozen on the sidelines. The creature seemed almost indifferent at first, barely reacting to the initial strikes and evading their attacks with natural ease. Tarlin, drawing upon the power of a silver dragon, pictured it in your mind. He thought, what would that blast from the mouth of that silver dragon look like? What would it feel like? And you channeled this homage to the silver dragon legacy, and you summoned a piercing blast of ice that struck the beast head on, cracking through its fiery defenses. Now, seeing an opening, Aethelflaed moved in very quickly, sinking your spear into its armor, and Calixto activated your haste armor, hurled yourself at the creature with a burst of speed, and leaped from the balcony, tackling it to the ground and pinning it down as you drove your weapon into its chest. And with the red draconian finally down, the rest of the party unleashed their full force, landing blow after blow against the powerful creature. For a moment, it seemed as though your combined might had truly overcome the foe. Calixto, with streaks of blur in your motions, almost of an ethereal speed, you dragged Mutate into the creature. It feels your iris. You donned your heavy Solamnic armor, beat your chest, and after this daring dive, this harrowing moment, you scream at the top of your lungs as you stomp into its chest and you say, crush beneath the heel of Solamnic justice. You slip your rapier into the slit just in between the creatures, basically the bottom of its helmet and its chest piece. Calixto, in a blur of determination and raw power, you drove this amazing black core rapier into this creature. Power, precision. Now, you have seen these creatures do some wild things on death. You've seen them do nothing on death. You weren't sure what to expect, so fearing the lethal final throes of this draconian, the party took cover, bracing for the explosion, flame, stone, maybe gas, make you a statue, maybe burst of acid. Some of the things you've seen previously, and perhaps things you haven't, all on your mind. Yet strangely, as you have seen before, nothing happened. And just as relief began to settle in, a crackling flash of lightning erupted, and the severed head of the draconian, illuminating the jagged diamond. Keep in mind, this creature was laying on the ground as just a severed head. Next to it, another corpse, and then far along the way, you've got this red draconian. Now, April, Before this lightning erupts, there are a lot of things that happen. You walk up to this creature, trying to take off its armor, maybe repurpose it. It's you, Tarlin, that notices something strange is in Calixto. You begin to feel and get quite cold. There was like a flicker, a spark that drifted up like a sinister retribution's corpse. And as though driven by a malevolent force, the red draconian's arm lifted, pointed directly at it. Flames gathered in its palm, building with an intensity of fire roaring beneath the hand, casting a deep red glow dancing across the chamber walls. The haunting sounds like wood, something that triggered your instincts as a blacksmith, as if there was a log underneath the hand. And then there was a reminder of all this, that your victory was far from secure. The ball of flame pursed with murderous intent, its heat intensifying as it hovered in the red draconian's outstretched hand. Each flicker of fire seemed alive, twisted with rage, as it bore the spirit of vengeance itself, and you could feel its searing malice, even from a distance, the flames hungrily reaching out, threatening to consume the whole. Party raised themselves, realizing that their fallen host like fury. Now the room seemed to shrink as the temperature plummeted. Leaks to you was this. Glow of flame cast a long, menacing shadow across Eaglefoot's face. You knew that this wasn't an ordinary flame. This creature within this armor was not ordinary as well. Now, the creature has this ball of fire in its hand. Pointed at you, Eaglefoot. It just before it erupts, you're able to teleport it across the room. This ball of fire hits a nearby wall on the second floor. Tarlin, you approach the head of the blue dragon. You feel its electrical energy, and believes that you can't shake this unnatural hold. You urge the Mayor Raven to leave. You're all trying to get out of Dodge as quickly as possible. You see things amiss. You considered taking the head of the blue dragon and the body of the silver dragon, but before you could, a few things that stopped you from doing this. Now, Calixto, as you're shivering, you were gripped by this deathly chill. You're sensing a malevolent force gathering. You turn to Mayor Raven with urgency in your voice. You say, "Mayor, we need to be now." And without waiting for a reply, you guide the terrified mayor out of the faithful Calixto exchange of red blood. Tarlin's eyes widened as he realized the deadly truth. The silver blue draconian head was seconds from unleashing lightning. The creature's once dim eyes ignited with an eerie brilliance, casting an unnatural glow. And suddenly, with a surge of dark magic, the blue draconian's body began to reform an even scale, twisting back into place as if defying death itself. The party braced for battle once more, now fighting for their very lives. Lightning crackled, danced across the room, streaking with that relentless precision, and Calixto caught in this brutal onslaught, cried out as lightning seared through his armor, his form crumpling to the ground in a heap, smoke rising from his previous wound. You were able to handle some damage. It was too much for you. And Aethelflaed, eyes filled with desperation, you move quickly, you pick up Calixto's limp body on your shoulder, your determination fueling your strength. You race outside. And then Tarlin, you cast a glance over your shoulder. You're slipping out to the back at this point, while the Retriconian is in pursuit, hoping to find a way to regroup with your friends. And as you're in this dark outside, you're trying to escape. You're fighting for your lives. Calixto, you're still down. There's a green draconian who appears, and that makes things even more desperate. That the arrival of the green draconian, its eyes glinting with this intense. You could sense its power. You knew that it was vicious, kind of glared at you. And you were all afraid that you were horribly outmatched. And worse yet, these things haven't died. They seem dead. But you know that this is a very bad situation. And just as Aethelflaed, you were able to bring Calixto back to the world of consciousness, the chaos was interrupted by the arrival of a figure both dazzling and chilling, cloaked in garments of gleaming gems, surrounded by this unnatural foliage that shimmered with light and new presence that you've never seen before in front of you. The figure's face bore a playful, sort of sinister kind of tone. You couldn't see his face; it was covered, but you could. It's almost as if you could see his mouth curling up, as if you could see his joy, his you could see a little corner in his mouth. He was nefarious, and it didn't take much to figure this out. He was very cryptic, quite vague. He said, "Smooth as velvet. I Chemosh." The words echoed through the room, despite the nonchalant nature of the introduction. Chemosh gestured to the undying Draconians, explaining cryptic delight. These creatures eternally bound to life after death, my gift to the Darkling himself. But he didn't want the queen to be too big. His voice dripped with satisfaction. His presence root survived beyond any form, beyond death. It's a hunger for a bargain, for power, for dominance. This is something that all of you are somewhat familiar with. Maybe not on the level of God, but you all understand what's the want for so does Chemosh. Now Chemosh made an offer, one steeped in danger of also. It would allow all three of you to escape this nightmare that you found yourself, only under one condition. You must seek out and destroy the Rag Dragon Igneous, the force that threatened his plans for eventual domination, or perhaps maybe just to tip the scales a little more in his favor. Now, he would even offer to raise an army of undead. You would agree to this act and let you live. Give you a legion pledged to you. You could lead the army of people. And as his tongue sort of twisted forward, remember in return a gift that would you finds Calixto, seizing the chance without any hesitation, swore himself to Chemosh's bargain. But Varian declined. And with a nod of satisfaction, Chemosh raised his hand. The jewels in the clothing shimmered. These seals. The air thickened with strange power coursing through both of them. Now, there was a price. The lives of two people you've been very close to, Jesse and Becca. And Calixto presumed that you would be in charge of killing Jesse, and would go to you. And you agreed to this bargain. You were presented with these medallions, these amulets, and upon holding them in your hand, there was some feeling, I couldn't quite explain, wistful, almost felt as like there was something that was there before, but something. The moment you clasped these two objects in your hand, was this something made you feel a little hollow. Like, not completely, but as if there was a hole that wasn't there before, but now and then Chemosh shows this form that you hadn't seen previously, and you're able to see this sort of giant ethereal skeleton brimming with unlife now standing before you. And that's when you brought back to the city of Oak. Something was different. Draconians, once relentless foes, now recoiled from April Flipkins. And one's fierce eyes filled with horror, sorrow. And one of these creatures, its voice rasping, stared at both. Its eyes hollow and uttered, pleadingly, "Kill me." The chilling request from here, a haunting reminder of the price you can pay. The terror in the Draconian's eyes was a mirror to the sacrifice etched into your own souls, leading you to question just how much you had lost and at what price you would still have to pay. And that's what brings us to tonight. You are currently standing amidst these 4 Draconians. There were people in the city. Those people have all run away. There might be some, maybe like an urchin kind of hiding behind a door, or maybe some random townsfolk that's brave enough to watch this. But there would be very few that would immediately run away, especially after all the things the city has been through. These creatures, to you, Tarlin, still remain, as far as you know, vigilant, upbeat, loyal followers of the Institute. So you, Calixto and April, you can see this different side to it. The side that is phased by this ungodly, unholy magic that they plead, begging you to end their life. They have no interest in attacking you. If you would like to interact with them, you are welcome to, but they would be intent on leaving town and leaving you be.
Well, if they're gonna get the fuck out of here and not cause any further trouble,
That's a good thing.
it is. It also suggests they're only here for this bargain.
So what, like, we did exactly what they wanted?
I'm not sure, because the guy who brought in the dragons was there at the encounter with Ignia when we fought the red dragon on the hill. So they're sort of already kind of tied up together, I guess. I'm not sure. This dude right here.
The silver Draconian standing before you naked, not wearing his clothes. It's just descriptive details. There's nothing behind that, I promise. But he kind of cups his mouth with his hands and he yells, "Oh, we can't beat these people. We'll never be able to beat the saviors of Vogler. They're far too strong for us to best them. They are terrifying sights. You sure are safe with them." The other 3 kind of chuckle. And they begin to saunter off. "We'll be seeing you."
I don't like that. And they just get the fuck out of here after that? They just peace out?
Certainly welcome to interact with them if you would like, but you don't have to.
I would be very curious to see how they get out of here.
They will bully their way out of the town. If that doesn't work, they will use their picks.
Oh, like
Making
are they like going north or are they going south or? I'm trying to
I
figure out
see.
like what their access point is.
They're going towards the gate.
Okay, they're going north.
They
Okay.
fully anticipate that they will have no resistance with the person they're trying to leave, which the townsfolk would adhere to. They're not going to attack these things.
We should attack them immediately.
uh, I mean, Arlen is skeptical, but I mean, after what he's just seen and everything, and his skeletal spirit, undead spirit that he had summoned, is still kind of just jaw clattering over here off to the side, watching. But he just like Carlin steps to the side if they start to move past, and he just lets them go.
Tarlin, as you do, you look to your feet and you see something that maybe they left behind. You're not entirely certain if it was just there before, but you do recognize it from your spell books. It is a skull that is adorned with many jewels.
Oh.
You know that can be used as both a prayer instrument and as a spell.
Okay,
Leave it that way.
Tarlin very gingerly picks it up and kind of using some rope from his pack, he'll like secure it to his belt and leave it kind of hanging out, but also affix his Solinari holy symbol to it as well.
Okay. So
It
these guys-
it looks a little like an iron halo, but it doesn't have all the spikes.
Okay, so you have this new spellcasting implement. The party has undergone a lot. Now, Aethelflid, you do realize that Faraday is still missing.
Yeah,
That is very much at the
I
forefront of your
definitely, yeah, definitely on her mind because either he's gonna come back or she has to go find him. But I don't know
you
if
have
I have like a homing device on him or if I have like a way to track him or like some, or I will just head that way. But
to my knowledge, you don't have a tracking device, but
okay,
you luckily know the destination where Faraday was heading.
yes. Um, she probably just like looks at the group and they just experience a lot. So like silent for a second. She's like, I need to find my Tin Man. Oh, I'm gonna go do that.
Oh yes. What did you do with that Tin Man? I'm sort of patching myself back up as best I can because I got my ass kicked. Thanks for your help back there, by the way.
Of course. We can't have anyone die now, can we? As to Faraday, he was in. Told him to go look in the caves, but I don't know. Wait, had they collapsed? I can't even remember. Or like, did it
You have
get
not.
blown up? I can't remember.
You haven't been inside of the caves. You.
Faraday, or where's he headed to? Before
So
I.
Faraday went into the cave to kind of scout it out. The intention being if there was something dangerous or deadly, or if it was
Yeah.
condemned, then it would be better for a machine to go in there.
Yeah. Well, I'll just relay wherever I'm meeting up with him to the group. But
Okay.
come along if you like. Stay if you don't. I know it feels like I could use a drink. Damn.
What's your plan, Tarlin?
Tarlin. So I didn't know we removed the token from the board, but he's got his spirit
Okay.
kind of closer to him, and he's just, since it's the first time he's called anything like this, he's just studying it, and it's like, yeah, I guess it's this just kind of bony skeletal spirit. It's like a spirit, but it also looks like a skeleton. It's weird. It could be, basically, could be a skeleton, a actual ghost, or a putrid. So it looks supposed to look like a zombie, I guess. But I chose skeletal this time. Probably gonna choose skeleton most of the time.
Oh, shit. Okay.
But he's like studying this thing that he basically called for the first time that he didn't know he could bring out.
Okay.
Yeah, very much like he can tell it where to go, and it, like, kind of follows his commands. So he's kind of seeing the extent of what it can do. Basically, he's got its concentration for an hour, so I can just kind of like make it move around and follow us for a little bit, but it'll go away.
Dude, you have been doing some really crazy shit by everyday standards.
Oh, I know.
like,
literally,
we need to talk about that at some point.
I mean, let's be real. You guys were just like, yeah, I'm gonna take this deal from this god, and my dude, having just been like scholarly, is like, oh, this is a bad idea. No,
You didn't even know what he wanted you to do. You were just
I
like,
know,
yeah.
I didn't. I know, and my dude was like,
desperate.
oh.
What else are we supposed to do?
Okay.
I don't blame you. I really don't. I'm not saying anything bad about it, but I'm just like, Tarlin's perspective was just like, this is possibly the worst thing I could do right now. No.
It is absolutely the worst idea, yes, you could do. Real life, hell no. But
Yeah, definitely a hard no in real life.
I mean,
I think I felt sad watching Tarlin though, like, interact with his summoned creature. Although not the same, probably like smirks a little bit watching it, 'cause it's like, thinking of her, contraption
you had,
wandering around somewhere. Like, oh, I remember when I first had my, little robot guy. And
yeah, right.
yeah. So she's probably watching whatever Tarlin's doing fondly as she's like talking about, leaving.
All right.
Tarlin is actually, basically gonna go. Is just gonna go with y'all as well, because he's very interested in what it. We somehow avoided death because these guys were just like, okay, we're going now. He's concerned, but doesn't want to leave you two alone, because he's kind of worried about just everything in general. So
Alright. What's gonna happen?
you're still hurt, aren't you? Tarlin kind of comes up to Callisto. Are you injured?
Yes, I'm quite injured, actually. I was about to get started fixing myself here.
Tarlin kind of steps up, and I'm gonna pump to first level Cure Wounds back to back, since I can now use spell slots for that.
Oh shit. I do kind of need a short rest though, like to get some of my shit back.
And yeah, but we can short rest. But I'm also gonna. That's one. Oh yeah, I guess you can use as many hit die as you want, can't you?
Yeah, I was about to like pump myself with those hit dice.
I can reduce the amount of hit die you need.
Shit. Yeah, I won't say no.
I got you.
Won't say no.
Oh yeah, have you? How much have you looked at the new core stuff, by the way, Hunter?
Not a whole lot, but some. Are you rolling that healing?
Yes, I'm about to. Sorry.
Okay, gotcha.
And then you also get to double. So you can either double the die or double the rolls.
Oh, all right. So, it didn't roll. Dang it. Slash roll. I'll do 2d8s. That's 3. 11.
But
Yeah.
it's back-to-back castings, right? Or is it an upcast?
So that's the first one. That's the first one.
Oh, shit. Okay. Holy shit. Well, that certainly helps by quite a bit.
Hey, there's another 11.
That
Not
caps me at full.
Cool, good. But yeah, you could definitely still long rest would save your things. I do still have resources. I have them low, but it's fine. Be okay. I can recover some.
Cool. Cool. Okay. Well, in that case, are we still gonna take a quick rest? I kind of need to take a quick breather.
Would recommend it.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm totally cool with that. Yeah, I get. I'm gonna use my wizard class feature to get back. I think it's rounded down, so 2 spell slots worth. So I'm gonna get back a level 2.
Okay.
Okay, so y'all have agreed with a god of death to slay a red dragon, utilizing his army of undead, and 2 of you have accepted the curse of immortality.
Yes.
Take a short rest. But would there be any more? Do you want to decompress a little more before you guys head off, or maybe have a scene while you short rest, and then maybe we head to the cave?
Yeah. I definitely have something in mind that I would like to get up to.
Okay, what would that be?
Oh, it's rounded up.
Where would I find Jeshi?
You don't know specifically where Jeshi is, and you could maybe ask some townsfolk.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, then in that case, that is what I would like to do.
Roll. Let's see. Persuasion or perhaps investigation. Either
Persuasion or investigation, eh?
persuasion flavored as you are these weird, intimidating people, and perhaps somebody does know something, but they have to be kind of get in that direction.
Can I leverage my Solemnic Knight status?
Sure. I would say that would give you advantage.
I'm investigating.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
So yeah, you're welcome to do so. I would say some people saw Jeshi go outside, but they don't know where he was sitting.
They saw him go outside. Okay. Well, I don't want to do this too overtly with my party members. So I will just, I guess, lay low and accompany the others then. At least while they go get this Tasha's assistant.
I will say that there was some person who saw, and maybe it was a guard, saw Jesse leave through the gate. Apparently, the guard was more than thrilled to get rid of the Kinder.
Dick.
So the Kinder is outside the gate.
Currently has left the city through the gate.
Oh my god. Alright.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
That's a fucking problem. Okay.
Roll it.
Quick second, don't have a button.
Okay, that's pretty good. I'll say this. It occurs to you that it could very well be possible that Mayor Raven maybe got rid of Jesse while y'all were outside the city limits, as she intended to get rid of. three of you. It's inconclusive, but it's a plausible theory.
This smells like some BS. Okay. Okay, well, I mean, that's kind of my best lead for now. If we're headed up that way anyways, I'll just ask around once we make it to the gate area while they go investigate the robot.
Okay.
Mommy?
Is there anything else you guys would like to do before you head to the gate?
This is gonna sound trivial, and I don't know if it would take longer, but I never finished working on that mold for Calixto's like signet impression. So while they're like doing whatever they're doing, she would just be waiting and like working on that, I guess, while she waited.
We'll say
So-
that has finished. You've concluded that task. Or, you've concluded that task. Does anyone else have any ongoing projects that they've been doing in the city?
Not at the moment. Not me.
Okay. It does occur to you that once you leave the city walls, you're leaving a lot of safety and security.
Maybe like visiting a potion shop would be cool.
That's a great idea. So there's still a vendor in town
Or, like-
from Kingfisher Festival. It's not one that you recognize. You've maybe seen him around, but you didn't really see him selling anything. But slowly, the more prominent merchants have been disappearing. So he's now kind of opening up shop. He seems less intimidated. He does have anything you guys would like to purchase.
Okay. Yeah, I guess pay him a visit too.
I will say this: if you guys want to maybe roll something to sway the prices or to increase the inventory, that'd be good. And if everyone can roll a D100, that'd be good too.
I have no idea how much gold I actually have.
I have 9. Just almost 10, but I had to break a gold, so you might have roughly around the same.
I'm good with 9.
Yeah, I have 9 gold, 99 silver, and 100 copper pieces.
I'm pretty sure you guys looted some gold off the borders.
Yeah, I have a bag of gold.
Yeah,
but
me too.
I haven't an amount.
I think you guys got 500 gold from that.
Off
Yeah.
of who?
Party gold, off your boards.
Yeah, that dude that we murked in the fire ring.
Yeah, I tried to hook you guys up. You had some.
That was dope.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
Oh shit, then we have a bunch of
So you
gold.
each
I was
have
gonna.
125 gold. You're welcome to try to find more gold, find ways to make gold. There are a lot of options on the table. So I try to
Without-
be in these little
So that gold is the bag of gold I had? I can erase that? was that-
What's that? I'm sorry.
I don't know. I wrote down for some reason bag of gold. I don't know if it was from the arena or whatever we did, but
That's probably from that 500 gold from.
Okay.
Mhm.
I have gemstones, but I want to keep that for science.
Yeah. I mean, you haven't seen the Kinder, but God knows the beast. Who knows?
Hmm.
You're in the party.
I gotta
So-
find him.
Everybody knows Kinder's got hidden pots of gold. No,
Say this, if you guys are leaving the city, it's almost convenient. For things in the city.
oh, yeah.
Well, yeah, so potion shop and then
Mm.
manhunt.
And yeah,
Man and machine.
robot hunt.
Okay, with those rolls, it's pretty good. You have access to
Robot.
potions of greater healing and potions of lesser healing. Now, if you'd like to try to roll something to get the prices down a little bit, by all means. If you can think of a way to hustle this dude, by all means. If you want to try to rob him blind, by all means.
I am gonna hit die real quick from our short rest. Dang, 9. Okay, that's fine.
Fair enough.
Maybe like a charisma roll. Like, yeah, don't you want to help out the people that just defended the city? Like, come on.
That's a good angle.
Yeah.
I could try.
Yeah, my charisma's +2. I don't know if somebody has higher.
Please do.
Yeah.
Yeah, Calixtus is higher.
I could take a crack at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, roll persuasion.
Persuasion.
Unless you want to get weird with it and demand all of his stuff.
What are they? What are they saying? Wait. Okay, so we've walked into this place and we haven't said anything to him yet.
Yeah, he's stationed kind of close to the docks, sort of in that area where the other ones were as well.
Mm-hmm.
He has a very quaint stand, not a lot of action.
Mm-hmm.
But he does. Yeah, he's just kind of like there, kind of with a little pop up.
Yeah, you know what? No, I'll be honest. I'll just be like, he's got a pop up, so he's out. He's outside then.
Yeah, he's out in like kind of sort of like an alleyway, but like very close to the docks. Not truly in the alley, but like kind of. So there's an alley that kind of takes you down to the docks, and he's posted up with a stand, pop-up stand, right there on the corner. And there's some people kind of passing by, but nobody's really interested. He seems very disinterested in what he's doing. And maybe you catch a little glimpse of desperation. Maybe he needs to sell some options.
I say, you there? Did you see those wretched beasts?
I don't know, but I heard all about them. You wouldn't happen to know that lot that took care of them. You certainly matched the description of one of the people I heard of.
That's us. We're on the hunt for them, and we need assistance as quickly as possible.
Well, what could I do?
What do you have to offer us?
Oh, well, I've got some potions that will make you feel better, and I've got odds and ends, trinkets, and nothing too fancy. I'd sell anything to you.
Well, we need it quickly, if at all possible. Do you guys know what y'all actually want from this guy?
Yeah, he's basically just selling like normal adventure gear, potions, nothing magical, nothing special, just pretty stock sort of inventory. But if you wanted to
I want
efficiency kind of stuff, you're welcome to.
I would like to buy potions for sure.
Okay.
And probably some more rope, and probably like essentially like whatever all the starting packs are. Like she just wants more.
Okay.
Like pylons or just like kits or something.
And then Hunter, if you would roll me persuasion.
Gadgets and gifts plenty.
All right. So you could get Ocean of Healing, right? The Reggie for 50 gold. If you would like to stock up on those, you could get 2 of those.
Yes.
Okay. Now, if you wanted to pull some of your money together, you could afford like a greater. We'll say the greater is 175. He has Superior and he has Supreme. You probably got a price range.
Regular heals 10 HP.
I think it's a D8. I have to look it up.
Okay. I'll just stick with the regular ones for now. The 2 of those.
It's pretty relevant. So it's 2d4 plus 2.
Okay.
Exceedingly good. Plus,
So I am going to get basically. I'm gonna get some silvers for so I can make holy water.
Okay, I like it. And we'll
So
say he, as far as like packs, components, things like that, he will go ahead and give those to you. Please go ahead and basic roll, and it makes sense RP-wise. So stock up on anything you want. We'll just say the adventurers packs, the engineer pack. You guys have thieves tools. You guys have like all the standard adventurers. You
Sweet.
really stock up things to your Hall of Fame members. So that's 2 potions of healing for you, Tosh. That's 100 gold. Let's say 75. It's gonna be 75 gold. It's 2d4 plus 2. The greater healing is 44 plus 4, but you guys are doing levels. So it's gonna be the 175. Which, if you guys pull your money together, you can do. Does anybody want to buy any other potion? We've got 2 so
Are there more, or were there only 2 of the healing ones? Like, are
You
there
guys
more
can-
healing ones?
He's got plenty, so you guys can stock up however you want to.
I guess I'll take 2 healing potions.
Okay. So you've got 2. Tosh, you have 2 for Aethelflid.
Mm-hmm.
Purchase.
yeah, I should go ahead and get 2 just for emergency purposes, and then
I think it's a good idea. Okay, great.
it's always a good idea to have potions. But
You guys
yeah, like I said, I wanted to get. I can make holy water, but like I said, I can also draw. I can toss 50 gold to make 2 holy waters as well.
Okay.
He doesn't have any like sand or glass, does he?
We can go get we can get that.
If you would like sand and glass, you certainly have the time and the capability of doing so.
Yeah, I was just thinking maybe like working on a stethoscope, not stethoscope. What the fuck? Not a binocular. The freaking spyglass. What the hell's it called? Why can't I word? Whatever. Yeah, just
It's a
for
spyglass.
increased vision. But I need a lens for that, so I was gonna work on that.
Okay. He definitely has some glass bottles that you can fashion into something that can make up for that.
Yeah, take those off.
They're kind of expensive typically for adventurers, but you're resourceful. So yeah, you could definitely work on collecting the ingredients for that. And, we'll say 2 long rests from now, you'll have a mid version of it.
Okay. Cool.
It'll be
Yeah,
hard to use. And then from there you can improve it. Okay. Anything else anyone wants to do?
I'm good.
I think I'm good. I've got my holy water. I've got my potions. Well, I'll make holy water, but yeah.
Okay. So, as you're making your way, someone approaches. It's somebody that you recognize. The Kender. It's not the one Callisto's, but it's one of the first people that you set eyes on when you first got to the book.
With the fall autumn picture and
It's Kimmy. And she runs up and she has in her hand something she is desperate to show all 3 of you.
is it another leaf?
You'll never believe. You'll never believe what I have.
What do you have?
Look at it. She puts out her, and it's an orange ape. Nothing particularly special.
I look at her for a moment,
Oh my god.
and then I'm gonna drop down to my knees, and I'm going to say, "Listen, I'm looking for someone very important to me. Have you met any other Kenders named Jeshi nearby? I've heard he may have left."
Oh, did he say anything about me?
Can I roll an insight check real quick? Uh, oh, does she seem embarrassed by the secret? What is her reaction to me possibly knowing the secret? That's what I'm checking for.
Like she has a crush on him.
You could roll inside.
Let me see.
Okay. That's enough to see her cheeks flush a little.
He might have. I might be willing to tell you if you can help me.
He said he was going to go get me a purple acorn. And nobody's ever said they would do that for me before. Not even my brother. He's really cool. What a nice guy.
You think he's going to come back then?
I don't know. He said he was going to go check out that cable.
That cave over there. You mean the mine?
Yeah, that place. He said that he was going to go brave all the dangers. You all know that it's a pretty dangerous place. That's why I've never been in there. And I said, well, I've never found purple acorn in there. He said, why not? And I said, because I've never been in there. And that's when Jesse said, leave it to me.
And how long ago did he say this?
Oh, it was a couple hours ago.
Well, that sounds like exactly what I'm looking for. So I'll tell you what Jesse told me. Jesse told me you were very, very special to him. And that if I ever needed to find him, I should meet up at a place that's special to him. So where would that be? Do you know him well enough to know where a special place around here might be for him?
He's not from here. He doesn't really have any special places except, well, he said he loves Globler and wants the people here to be safe.
Fair enough.
Maybe he thinks this is his special place.
And where would I find you if he takes the acorn back to you?
Oh, I'll be around. I've been told I can't really leave the city. A lot of people argued over it because a lot of people really wanted me to leave because a lot of people don't really like Kinder. But Mayor Raven said we have to stay. So I guess we'll be sticking around.
Well, that didn't stop Jesse from going to the mine, did it?
No, but I think the mayor kind of wanted him to leave. I hope they let him back in.
We'll see. Hopefully they do. I'll see if there's anything I can do to help out.
Hey, thanks. And if you ever find a purple acorn, you know who to talk to.
I'll keep an eye out for you. And I straighten up.
She kind of scampers off.
What a little rascal. Well, I gotta go to the mine.
Well,
Where we're
suppose we
headed.
should.
You have the most incredible patience ever.
It yielded the rewards I sought. Thankfully, I was fortunate that this one came across Jesse.
So I would say
And that
the
she
three of
seemed
you-
so.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, go ahead. No, I was just saying, and that she seemed so enamored with him.
Yeah, that was curious. Do you two intend to accompany me?
You mean to go find my robot stuck in the mines? Yes.
Oh, your robot was also in the mines. Oh shit, that's where you had sent it. That's right. Okay, yes, I'm following. Okay,
Yeah.
Then to the mines we go.
I heard.
Somebody's more motivated now.
Right?
Oh,
Well, I was like, man, you guys sure are on board with me murdering Jesse. You're like, yeah, sure, let's go. It's like, okay, cool.
sure, yeah.
So as you approach the city gates, And I don't have a scene queued up for this, and that's okay. As you approach the gate, um, there's a small crowd that's gathered. I guess maybe somebody overheard that you were about to leave town, or maybe they saw you, and you've got a small crowd of people. Amongst them is Mayor Raven. You have um, Untamed Siren. Kimmy is not there, but her brother is. It's a small group, a cluster of people that you met along the way. It's the owner of the Brass Crowd. They all meet you at this gate. And as you approach, you just hear applause, resounding cheers. The heroes of Vogler! The saviors of Vogler!
Can I lean into it and like draw my rapier and point it towards the sky?
You sure can.
Hell yeah.
Roll
Yeah.
performance
I
check
think
for me.
Aethelfled is also enjoying the attention, and she's going to use mage hands to lift Calixto into the air as he like raises his rapier to accentuate the attention.
Yeah, so that definitely happens. You hoist them in the air. Calixto, you brandish your rapier. The crowd goes nuts. They're cheering, they're chanting. Um, Somebody hooting and hollering. And Tarlin, is there anything you do in response to this?
Lord, I was muted. I'm sorry. Harlan's always been kind of dour in mood in general, so he's just kind of he's smiling warmly but just waving at everybody and not really as jubilant, but it's probably as, I guess it would be as warm as anyone had seen him really so far. Because most of the time he's been like, he is warm, but he's like not smiling. He's kind of caring for those that are grieving, that kind of thing. So now, like I said, he's smiling and just and waving, but again, he's normally very stoic and dour. So it's not. It's probably the most emotion they've all seen out of him, besides for him being angry about the things previously.
As most people are on board and they're cheering and grateful, you hear a villager say, "Who's going to protect us if they're not here? Who will stand up to them?"
You must stand up for yourselves. And I say, unite, all of you.
Lord Becklin will help lead the way. She was there to witness all our triumphs. I don't know if that's
Becklin!
I have to murder her too, so we'll see.
I wasn't going to say anything, but it was in the back of my mind.
Oh yeah, I didn't say that part out loud. Yeah.
Oh, of course, yes, yes.
Have faith in the Solemnic Order. We will see you through this. And we will drive away our opponents the same way we drove away the dragons today.
Solamnia! You hear somebody chant, Solamnia!
DM, it's okay if you say no. I didn't know if you could do a little bit of retcon, like with that little imp dude and like just this city. Because I figured while we're hoping there, I don't know if some point in time, again, like if blueprints could have been exchanged for them to like have a layout of like reconstructing their city so that they could do that on their own too.
Yes, yeah. So you definitely handed off notes to the gnome who was in Thornwall Keep, directly to your left.
Okay, because then it would have been filled with her notes of like, this is where you should build this. This would make this better. This is strong here. Use this for this and whatever. Yeah.
His name is Bane. So yeah,
Totally.
it's
Pretty
an odd
good.
feeling. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, just like as a parting gift, yeah.
Yeah. So you pass that off. It's you had to kind of dumb down the notes a little bit because you knew they were probably going to be too technical for somebody who's not of your expertise. But they're quite valid and easy to follow. And they certainly have began that operation. The operation to restore the gnome slinger. What would you like to name that operation?
Then
As the trust.
hold on. What the did we kill a tiger? Who did we like fling into the we flung Faraday. I don't know if he hit something. I thought he
You did
killed the
flip Faraday.
yeah, we flung Faraday, but I'm trying to think of
This
something.
one, Faraday was thrown through the air and found the remains of somebody.
What was that? Do you remember that person's name by chance?
I believe it was a merchant. Memory serves.
Hmm. I guess instead of Gnome Flinger, we just name it Merch. Oh no, oh shit. I wanted to name it after that merchant, just in his honor.
You can think it over.
Yeah, okay.
I think his name was Gort. Don't
Gort.
quote me on it. Weird name for capital. Pretty sure his name was Merchant Gort.
We're just gonna name it
Doesn't sound like
Bonzilian.
Merchant
Now I
Gort.
wish I didn't know that name. No, I'm kidding.
Merchant Gort. Yeah, it's Gort. Merchant Gort,
Gort.
real gnome slinger.
We're just gonna call it Gnome Slinger 2.
Gnome Slinger 2, I like it. So Operation Gnome Slinger 2 is underway. We've passed off these notes.
Operation Gnome Slinger 2.
Electric Boogaloo.
Good lord.
That's a good. So yeah, it's weird because you guys have been through an awful lot since you first walked through these gates, right? You've encountered a dragon. We'll start with that. You've encountered gods and various entities like undying draconians. You've seen a lot. You've grown a lot, both in these walls and outside of these walls. The three of you came together as strangers, and suddenly you've been through these harrowing adventures, and you form these bonds. I genuinely, as the DM, feel like you've established that your characters will protect each other, will stick up for each other, and for the lesser. As you begin to walk away, Untamed Siren starts plucking away. Everyone's waving, cheering, knowing that whatever you're about to do is probably going to prolong their lives or help protect this city. They're not going to ask you. They don't care. They're like, whatever you need to do. They know that you're about to be there. And you leave the city. The comfort and security of nowhere. All right. I'm going to switch us over, but let's take a really quick break. How's that sound?
Sure.
Sounds good.
And then, all right. First off, happy birthday, Eddie. But we get to do this. This is a lot of fun.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, I thought it'd be do like a
Yeah, early
theater
bird?
type of thing. Eddie there.
Wait, what? I'm sorry. I missed. I think I missed. You might have cut out. I heard something type of thing.
I was just saying happy birthday.
This I know. Thank you, dude. I appreciate y'all.
Yeah, I thought it'd be kind of fun to do a theater of the mind sort of thing and keep it like and go old school D&D and just kind of play around, not have to worry about, do I have that token, do I have that dimension? And just, kind of roll with it. And we're all DMs. I think we can all appreciate the rules. We'll just see how it goes. We'll just have fun. So the three of we started.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay, great. So the three of you are in pursuit of two things. One, Faraday. Two, Jesse. You have reason to believe both are in this cave. So you enter, stepping cautiously to the mouth of this cave. The air is stale. It's like an earthy scent. Beneath you, you can see train tracks for little mine cars. So far, nothing stands out. You're just kind of in the hallway.
I don't see Faraday's footsteps.
Okay, roll an investigation.
'Cause I feel like he would probably have distinctive, like I imagine they kind of look like what a bird's foot looks like. They're kind of shaped like that, except bigger. Investigation. I was thinking of making them like kind of cleft and hooved, but fuck it, I'll do bird. Let's see, investigation. You never move, and I can never find you. There we go. What the shit? I have high on that too. 12.
It's not terrible. You are able to see two sets of tracks. One, you pretty much recognize this game. The other one, you're not so sure, but given the information, and since there's a second set of tracks, you do think perhaps those belong to Jesse.
I found 2 sets of tracks over here.
Oh,
And-
good. I'm gonna come investigate.
Yeah.
They lead inside. You're
Uh,
certainly welcome to follow
it-
those tracks.
Aethelflaed essentially has like a headlamp or a head flashlight.
Nice.
She has a little, yeah, just piece of like rock, crystally rock, attached to a strap because like she'll have like goggles and like welding stuff, that slides up and down, kind of like sunglasses or something. But she, has a headlight, so she will be kind of illuminating the path with her
Alright.
headlight. Tap it, boom, turn it on.
How old do you think these tracks are at the flood? Can
She's gonna kneel
help her?
down. Turn the head sideways, look at it, do whatever measurement she does mentally. I don't know if I should roll for that again if you like, but
No, I think it's
I'd say. How long do you think for Robo?
how long do you follow the tracks?
Well, how old do the tracks appear to be? Like fresh or like a week old? A few hours?
Very fresh. You had sent Faraday to the cave within hours, and you don't have any reason to believe these aren't fresh tracks.
Okay. Well, I can't imagine it's been more than hours, but these are definitely his.
Okay. We'll have to be cautious then.
Yes, and then Ethelflaed will start following the tracks, or the tracks.
Okay.
Footprints.
How do you want to follow these tracks? How are you progressing as a party through this cave? In what order?
Unless, I mean, I don't know if there's other lanterns around, but Ethelflaed will go first as a
I
light.
was gonna say I have a lantern.
Well, then you can go first too if you like.
I don't want to go first.
I can take point if
I'm a
someone with
nerd.
a lantern wants to stand behind me.
Yes, I will do that.
Okay.
I'm a nerd. I shouldn't be up front. I will get got.
Yeah, I will be prepared to dodge if anything tries to swipe at me.
Okay. So you are able to combat the darkness. If there's something that you want to see more closely, you probably have to shine the light on it. Maybe get a little closer. It's not like an open view. Now, Aethelflaed has dark vision, correct me if I'm wrong. But the other two of you are human, right? So between the light that you have, Aethelflaed, and your dark vision, I would say your sight's quite good, right? But the weak still in turn, I have to go closer to check. Just as well. Okay. Are you guys going cautiously, quickly, slowly?
Well, since Ethelflaed can pretty much see, she's definitely not worried at all and just casually walking and following the.
It certainly
Yeah.
facilitates with the tracking, and as of now, they're pretty easy for you to see.
Yeah, so she is just, yeah.
Yeah, we're just keeping Aethelflaed, I guess, in sight as Aethelflaed is following the tracks.
Whistle while you
I-
hurt
Tyron kind of leans over to Callisto. Honestly, the humming is very helpful.
Yes, it could certainly be worse.
She can't
I
whistle,
mean,
she tried to, but
I mean, honestly, it might be the best way to draw Jesse to us.
you know what? That's a good point. I didn't even think about that.
Start like whistling and singing.
could also probably attract other things as well, though.
That's true.
But you know us.
But how bad could a mine right next to a town be, right? What's the worst thing that could be down here?
Potential hidden dangers. I don't know, teleportation to another realm. Black fungal things that explode on you.
That's true. All of those do sound pretty awful.
So far, you haven't seen any of those things, and you get to the end of this hallway that you've been on for maybe about 30 minutes. Nothing really stands out. You do see a toppled mine car that's just kind of on its side, half buried in loose gravel, and kind of look around it, and there's nothing there. And you proceed forward. The tracks are still pretty fresh. You do enter a larger space, kind of opens up to many tunnels. This space is probably, I would say, several tens of feet, to the point where you could walk around maybe one full minute's pass. It's kind of make it longer. You're able to see mine car that's stationary. Its wheels are rusted. Nothing about it particularly stands out.
What was
You
originally
see
being
pickaxe- What was that?
sorry. What was originally being mined in this mine again? Like was it a
Stone.
ore? Just stone?
Yeah, just normal stone as far as just like a rock quarry kind of thing.
Okay.
You see pickaxes kind of lining the walls. It's been abandoned for really long. It's pretty obvious. There are several pits that open out of this outbuilding, and the tracks appear to die on. You could try to look closely, try to discern which area you think was taken.
We should approach.
Mhm.
Wait, what are we approaching?
So, is that your investigation? That 12?
That
So
was the first one to find the footsteps.
That's what I was thinking. Okay, if you wouldn't mind rolling investigation.
Of course. There we go.
Okay, that's pretty good. You are able to find the tunnel for both tracks.
Woohoo.
There are several others if you have any interest in trying to explore them, or you could continue on this path.
I think honestly, Ethelflaed's probably gonna jot down like a little map, but their mission is to find Faraday and Jesse, so she's probably gonna stick to that plan.
Okay.
My brain turned to Scooby Doo for a second. As in, we should split up, gang, and search for clues. No, we should not split the party. No, Harlan's just since he sees Aethelflaed's confidence in the dark, he's very much following along.
Yeah. I feel like a mine is like the worst place we could split up.
Yeah.
But she'll,
Alright.
she'll be like, oh, by the way, there's 4 tracks that leave off that way, but that's not the direction we need to go. And just keep going away. When you
Right. Um.
Just keep following, yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Okay. So the deeper you walk, it doesn't get darker, it gets kind of colder. Feels like there's less. But you know that's not that. It should be the exact same level as you're gonna It feels dark, more isolated. Maybe it's just psychological. To go deeper into that minimum. You see chisels and rusted shovels. You do see a satchel at one point. You're welcome to investigate that satchel.
Yeah. Ethelfled will turn her head to illuminate the spot where it's at. Oh, and what we have here? I guess I'll go over and pick it up.
Okay.
Grumman?
Inside, you find nothing of real import except a carved wooden box.
So there's no like name sewn in the seam or nothing like that to indicate any sort of ownership.
There are intricate carvings on the box. It says Thorn Harcourt.
I'm sorry, Thorn what?
Harcourt.
Okay. She's gonna give it a little shake before opening it. Just in case, to listen for any like screws or weights or whatever.
It feels pretty light. And it kind of feels sort of clunky.
Okay, opening the box.
Okay. You lift the lid. You see a tarnished silver locket. Engraved on that locket is the proud figure of a stag.
Just a deer?
It's a stag.
But like an elk, an animal.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well, does that ring a bell? Is that significant, like as an emblem or like a family crest or like
Does it
society
look familiar to
research?
us?
Yeah.
Doesn't stand out at all.
Oh,
I shrug.
seems to be some, yep. Sorry, and
Could I make a history check when I on that?
Sure.
she'll probably put it back because if it has no meaning, just because.
14.
I would say, Tarlin, you overheard a story about some of the lost miners while you were having fun at your Kingfisher Festival, and you were kind of discussing the dead, and you showed some interest in the miners and their story, and how many of them came down here and lost their lives from various hazards, so that the city could be safer. They wanted to build a wall, like which you've seen. So while many lives were lost in this mine, it was very cause, and that doesn't necessarily ring a bell, but you believe that it's possible that this might have been one of those miners that was down here getting stone so they could build defenses for the city.
Okay.
Ethelfled will probably
Um.
burn it then, the belongings, and just set it back down.
Does it occur to you that you haven't?
Would I be able to?
I apologize. You said it hasn't occurred that what?
Sorry. I was.
Oh,
Kaylee was being loud. Sorry. No, I was saying. I have speak with dead.
oh,
Do I see any? I guess using this lantern, can I make an investigation check to look around and see if I can find any of the dead miners or anything like that, or if I would possibly be able to use this even this locket for that.
That is very much a yes on. I think those were two questions, and that's a yes to both. And then Tosh, it does occur to you that you have not opened this, the locket. It does
Oh,
hold
I'm
on.
sorry. I thought I did. I thought that's why I was confused by the stag. I'm like, why would he have a picture of a fucking deer? Like, that makes no sense.
Man, this guy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was
sorry.
like,
Engraved on the front of the locket was a proud stag.
okay,
And
yeah. I would probably open the locket too out of curiosity.
it just says mall.
Yeah, I was really confused. I was like, whatever.
I fucking love this stag.
Maybe it's a
This
king.
deer is fucking sweet, guys.
It's a holy. I don't know. Yeah, like, it's a holy deer. I don't know.
No, I
Like,
get it. I get it. No.
a
Okay,
picture.
so Tarlin, that's a yes to you. I presume Aethelflaed, you would like to open the locket.
Yes, please.
Okay. As you do, you hear a faint tick. It's a sound that somehow persists despite the years of dust and disuse. Inside the lid, there's an inscription, barely visible in the dim light. And it says, "For my dearest Thorn, may you return to us always." And an unnatural chill brushes over you as you take this in. A silent reminder that these forgotten tools once belonged to those who worked deep within these depths and just never found their way out. Tarlin, if you would like to try to speak to one of these miners, you're certainly welcome to do that. If you would like to speak to Thorn, you can do that as well.
Yes. I think I will go ahead and take the locket, and yeah, I'll go ahead and do that. I will try and speak with I will use the locket. I guess I could do that. Okay. Yeah. I would like to speak with you speak with Edward Thorn.
Okay, the spirit of Thorn Harcourt wafts from this locket that is currently in Aethelflaed's possession. So Aethelflaed, you're just kind of reading this inscription, and then Tarlin casts a spell. He does some things with his hands and stuff. And then next thing you know, this locket is glowing this green ethereal energy. And out in spirit form is a man who is fairly pretty ethereal. But you can see his old chiseled face. It's kind of an older gentleman, probably in his late 40s, at the time of his death. You would assume. And Tarlin, you're allowed to ask this entity some questions.
Okay. Okay. Tarlin looks at him very moment. What happened to you here?
Well, I was working. He doesn't say anything else. He doesn't elaborate.
Okay. He doesn't.
Do we know-
Okay.
Or is this
Okay.
just like a
It's
dead
working.
picture company?
Uh, who? Does your family still live? Yeah. Does your family still live?
Yes. City. In the city.
Okay.
Great grandchildren.
Okay.
He kind of flinches and rights himself.
He indicates the locket. Would you like this returned to your family?
Yes. Please, yes.
Do you have a message I should pass on to them?
Yes. Be careful.
Is that my 5?
Feels like 5 to me. But if you want to
I,
ask
that
anything,
No, I want to say that honestly, that
Thorn
was
Harbor.
I can only ask what he knew in life. I was like, oh, did anyone pass by here? He wouldn't know that. So
I got
uh
nothing for Thorn Harbor. I'm sorry.
no,
Yeah,
you're good, man.
he's got a grandkid in the city, and if you pass this heirloom on, I'm sure great things will happen.
Yeah, that's what I was like. And um, Harlan thinks for a moment and says, and just uh, that is my last question. Please rest, spirit. And just
He kind of evaporates back into the water.
Harlan, Tarlin actually does let out that big sigh and looks at it, and he looks a little tired, and he's like, "It's just we should find the family when we go back to the town."
Yes, we can certainly do this.
Um, sorry, Harlan kind of realizes he got swept up, and he looks at Aethelflaed for a moment. And he's like, "I apologize. I should have asked you before I did that."
Oh, it's all right. I quite agree. I think the family would be very touched to have this. But
Let's.
maybe after we leave.
There. Tarlin kind of looks around and is thinking for a moment. It's like, I wonder if there are any others from beyond that I may ask questions of. Oh, is it just one? I think it's just one. Yeah, it's just one. Never mind.
Okay. So you now are in possession of this locket. You have spoken to Thorn Harcourt, and he has warned you to be careful in his standings. So you're welcome to continue to follow these tracks. So if you'd like to do so, if there's things you'd like to do.
Let's do so carefully.
I like it. I can tell you to be careful. Okay, great. So you're walking further, you encounter a fork, branches to your left and to your right. These tunnels, can't really make out how deep they are, how far they go. I've so far been walking for at least an hour.
Well, which way do the tracks go?
Roll investigation.
Okay,
I
let's.
would like to assist if I can.
Oh.
Wow. Okay.
I
Good lord.
Okay. They both go to your left.
Hmm.
Both tracks are still heading in the same direction.
She's continuing to jot down a map. It looks like they went this way. And then just pivots and turns and keeps walking.
Seems a little odd that of all the ways they could have gone, they've passed all the turns and have stayed together like this, no? I wonder if he was following the tracks as well.
Is there a way to tell? Like maybe. I mean, I guess maybe we're not that trained because it would be like a matter of minutes.
You
or
could see like
hours.
how far apart they are. Like
Yeah.
With that investigation roll, it's a very good roll. I will say this: you're able to tell that the feet that do not belong to Faraday, those feet are further behind. You kind of just get the feeling, just the
Okay.
way you're starting to, after seeing the tracks, seeing how they turned, the directions they went.
Do Kinder have night vision?
What's that?
Do Kinder have night vision or anything similar?
Mhm.
I'm sorry?
They do. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense then.
Yeah. So they have night vision and fair game. So they're kind of chilling.
Well, nice. It does seem that maybe Jesse came in after Faraday. They have night vision too, so I imagine it wouldn't be too hard to track.
Well, if all goes well, maybe this means we find both in one location.
If these are indeed Jesse's tracks. But hopefully. Fingers crossed.
So we're walking a little ways down the small road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Could everyone roll an investigation or a perception check?
Ooh.
Okay. If you flip fleets, though, you notice kind of looks like there's a lot of sand on top of something, but you see parchment kind of buried in the sand.
Oh.
Sort of peer at it. I say, hold up. Wait a minute. There's something buried here.
Aethelflaed will shine her light onto the parchment or whatever.
This little mound of sand, maybe.
Yeah. That general direction. What is it?
Would you like to investigate it?
Yeah, definitely.
Here.
So you
Aethelflaed will
pick it
take out a little e-tool and hand it over.
Okay. You can see what's written in common. What appears to be something like a diary entry. It says, "They called me a fool. Man, who's the fool? Who's the one who knows the truth? The one who is what he done? He made a pact with the one who weaves lies and through tapestries of fate. He did can. Oh, how I laughed. Was the line. Shadows was his angel. And I didn't know. Oh, I didn't know.
Thank you.
How much? Was the
You're
dark debt was
welcome.
paid in full. I was granted as I accepted against the scepter. Lost in the grass.
Excuse me.
Bearing
Excuse me. Excuse
that was
me.
all that was. That's all it says.
This doesn't sound good.
What is it?
I hand her the scroll.
Carl, it only catches your eye, Tar.
Yeah.
But you look backwards and you see a white stag just off in the distance. Kind of look at them and they don't seem to be reacting. You see, despite the darkness, just kind of like a singular ray of sunshine. You see lights there.
I see it.
It appears to be looking directly at you.
At me? Okay. Okay. Tarlin kind of raises the lantern and starts to, I guess, walk towards it, and he kind of basically turns and walks towards it.
As you do, you hear in the distance like a rumble.
Do we notice Tarlin just like staring off, or is this like happening while we're reading and discussing the letter?
It sounds like maybe you kind of take mild note as you're reading it. You wouldn't be able to read it and specifically look at it at the exact same time, right? But
Yeah.
it maybe catches your eye that he's kind of staring off at something. But then you can all kind of hear this rumbling sound. And somewhere in the distance, you hear sound of rocks crashing.
Mm.
Ooh. I don't know about that. That sounds like trouble. Caused by something or someone.
Harlan, you kind of look at something else for just a moment, maybe back at your compatriots or maybe somewhere else around your area, but for just a moment you take your eyes off this white stag and you look back and it's just gone.
Um. Okay, Tarlin, his brows furrow, and he just kind of shakes his head for a moment and turns and walks back to Aethelfled and Callisto. And apologies, I thought I had seen something off to the side over there.
No worries. We were just investigating this scroll here. Or diary.
Um.
It does occur to you as well that when this all first started, long time ago, it feels like almost yesterday, really, is when you all actually met each other. That first night when you were all sleeping on your way to Boulder, Jesse wakes up and sees a white stag. This kind of jogs your memory.
hmm.
Jesse woke up and saw a white stag.
He did.
Hmm.
He saw the glowing rock, and in the distance, he saw the white stag. So maybe your characters were with it. But either way, you've heard this crashing in the distance. Tarlin, you would have seen this white stag just kind of blink in and out. And you do have a pathway before you, or you could go investigate the sound if you would like.
I think I would. I think I would go check out the sound. I'm kind of like, do the two of you hear that? Hear that sound? And I kind of, and as I start wandering towards it.
I mean, having read the letter, if there's nothing more in the dirt, Ethelfled would probably follow.
Yeah, agreed.
Okay. So you want to go investigate the sound?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. The footsteps do that way, so.
So there was a junction that split off in a fork, and you chose the left path. That's where the footsteps brought you. Before you're able to get to that point again, to your dismay and your horror, you do see a cave in where the rocks have collapsed. Maybe you could try to find something that could maybe blow this as a resourceful artificer. Or maybe there's something magical you would like to try to use, Charlie. Or Callisto, if you would like to try brute force, you're welcome to do so as well. Is there anything you would like to do? As you notice that your path is now blocked by a cave.
Is our way out sealed with this?
You would not be able to traverse past this from this point.
Is there any equipment in the room, like boxes or anything made of metal? I guess aside
There
from
are
these tracks.
definitely chisels, rusted pickaxes, things like that. Nothing as far as boxes, weaponry, nothing that you've seen.
How do these pickaxes look?
Roll a perception check. Or investigation. Roll. Sorry, more. Roll.
Do love me a good pickaxe.
The secret.
Nat 20, baby.
You do find the creme de la creme of pickaxes. Aethelfled, you're actually able to kind of reinforce it a little bit. So while it is quite aged between the two of you, you finding a good pickaxe and Aethelfled, you kind of giving it some sturdiness with your engineering ingenuity.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very valid, usable pickaxe. You could try to chip away at this, but unlikely that a pickaxe alone would be able to punch these rocks.
What if
They're
I
a lot.
use Mage Hand to help like push boulders and move rubble as well?
You can certainly do that. I would say that physically it would be very difficult in general to try to move these. Between all of you, maybe you could certainly try.
Oh, what about this? Can Aethelflaed study the rocks and see where like all the lines of potential energy are running and look for like the one rock keeping all the rubble from spilling over so that they can like hit that one rock loose and hopefully everything will collapse?
You sure can.
Nice.
Triangulate the whatever, all the math of physics and
Yeah.
find the keystone. I'm trying to find the keystone.
It's a big brain move, Aethelflood.
Well, I mean, she's smart. Gotta use the smart for something. She designs stuff, and
Right.
surely she sees like something.
True,
Well,
yeah.
see how good you are
I'm sorry. What would you like me to roll?
in investigation.
Investigation.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Good lord.
So you are able to figure out you know your way around stone, you know your way around rock, and as you're great at reinforcing weak points, you're also good at finding it, right? So as you study this and survey it, and perhaps you use Calixto's pickaxe to kind of poke at some things, you're able to find it. You know it's going to take several hours if you go that route, but you would be able to get out with the right ingenuity and the right amount of. So you're welcome to do that at some point if you guys would like to.
Gentlemen, I may have found a weak point in our wall here, but... And then she'll explain her idea. Any of you can go walk through walls, that'd be mighty helpful.
Well, if that's what it takes, we can plow through this wall.
If I enlarged myself and kicked it, would it work, you think, or...?
It would certainly help, but it's still going to take you a while to clear this up.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess we could go back, but no.
I mean, at this point, we may as well see if there's a path that goes back around further.
You might find some resources that could aid you in this and quicker your process.
Yeah, it can't hurt.
Whatever you guys are, it's out there. You might be able to find it. So, okay, great. I presume you'll go back to where you were previously.
Yes.
You inevitably find an open chest in a dead end. And the chest, you think it's been opened fairly recently because there's not as much dust on the chest as there is lying around the chest. There is a piece of paper that is laying in front of you. You know that you could escape the back, no problem, after a couple of hours. You don't see Jesse, and you don't see Faraday, but you do see that their tracks end at the chest.
There's no like secret compartment under the chest, like a slab that moves and reveals like stairs or something, or a ladder.
Would you like to investigate it?
Poke around, sure would.
Is that chest breathing?
Yeah, I know, seriously.
Can I throw a rock at the chest?
Would you like
As
to do
I'm
that?
coming up to
I
look
would
at
like to throw a rock at the chest.
So you don't
Hmm.
see anything of note. There are no traps, no mechanisms. You don't see any. You're able to pick up the chest. You don't see anything underneath it. You see this one piece of paper It needs it.
I guess I'll grab the piece of paper.
Is the paper a mimic? No.
My investigation was 21 as well.
uh,
Would you like to look at the paper?
Yeah.
You see a word that I'm going to type in the chat. There's nothing else written on it. You see these letters of common.
I guess Ectoflet will say it aloud. Melt size? Meltsies.
Maybe it's Melcise?
Nothing happens as you say these words.
She'll say it in Elven and Dwarvish and Sylvan and Orcish. And there's no sliding floors or anything. Secret stairwells.
But
Okay.
you do start to hear a sound in the distance. If everyone could roll a perception check, please. Aethelflin and Calixto, you start to hear the flapping of wings in the distance. They're far, but they seem to be approaching.
Do you hear that?
Well, that explains why the tracks stopped. They must have been carried off. Can I hide real quick? And I say, get ready, everyone.
There's not a great place to hide, but I would say maybe behind a rock that's probably jutting out. Certainly try to hide.
Well, if we get took, wouldn't it take us to where we need to go faster?
Maybe. Yeah, should we just allow it to take us?
I mean, I'm kind of. If it can fly us over that fill, I mean, like maybe it gets us, through that wall faster by going over or something, or it'll take us to where Calixto or Jesse is. Jessie. It's an idea. That's all I'm saying.
I like it. It's just
Sure.
crazy enough to work.
Right?
Well, you might think I'm mad, but
It's worth a shot. We don't know where in this cave they could be. If it went overland, this might be our best bet.
yeah,
You
hopefully
start to hear a lot more wings as they get closer.
Actually, I'm starting to hear a lot of wings at the flood.
A lot of.
You think we should play dead or just stand here?
I think we should find a tactical position.
I think Tarlin is going to point the lantern towards where he hears the wings coming from and stand behind it and get basically ready fireball.
Do you have like 10 minutes? Like 2 minutes? How long do you think until?
I would say probably the quickness that they're coming and the amount. You probably hear about maybe a couple dozen flapping wings that you presumably in the next.
Can I make a quick investigation check for a like a choke point or anything narrow that we might be able to like seal ourselves within?
Or also, if I have a minute, I'm totally gonna cast snare and then just play dead on top of it.
Okay. And then Tarlin, you've got fireball ready?
Yeah.
All right.
5-foot radius around wherever I lay on the floor.
And Calixto, you wanted to do an investigation. Was that your 10?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. What were you looking for exactly?
Just
Choke
anything
point.
that, yeah, choke point or somewhere even the slightest bit defensible.
So you're basically in a pretty not so wide area. But I would say you could probably fit a couple people in space area pretty easily. It does extend a little further. So it's not like too cramped. There are a few rocks that jut off to the side that kind of close in this chest. The chest has a lot of breathing rooms in this little area. I would say essentially you're just in a spot with a chest. There aren't a lot of good choke points, but you realize that you're in a choke point. So anything approaching you is basically in kind of a little tunnel of space. So you're not really thinking that it's going to be an issue because everything that's coming towards you would be coming like in front of you. If that makes sense.
Okay. In that
You're
case,
kind of in one.
I will prepare my buckler and take a defensive position with my rapier to parry anything that charges us.
Okay. Yeah, I'd say the space you're in is probably like the map we're looking at now is probably this little back area wide. So it's not like crazy constrained. Like you guys are comfortable with that. But yeah, so you take a defensive position. Aethelflid, you cast snare, and then you lay on top of the snare. Tarleton, you ready your fireball. As you do so, you see roughly 20 normal-sized bats flying towards you. Would you like to cast your fireball on this entire 24 swarm of bats? Certainly, with this range in this area, you could lay out all of them.
Oh, it's normal bats.
Are they charging us, or are they just flying through here?
Yeah, can I make a insight check before?
Yeah, please. I think that'd be great.
Because also that will all come falling down on our heads. So
So, I
20.
mean, you think they have murderous intent?
What's that?
You think they have murderous intent?
Okay. Okay, well then.
As if perhaps they haven't eaten in months.
That settles it.
Yep. They do. I think they mean to eat us, and I'm going to fireball. Just huck the fireball at the group, yes, and try and
roll it up.
All right. Bow, bow, bow. That is 23 fire damage.
23 fire. So there's really nowhere for them to go. I mean,
Yeah.
your fireball kind of fills most of this space. It definitely ignites, and you deal 23 damage to all 24 of these bats. And describe to me how you shoot this fireball and erase this 24 swarm bats.
Harlan, once he realizes that these things are basically coming to like strip the flesh from their bones, he's just thrusts the fireball down down the cave past Callisto and kind of sets it off in the middle, and it's just a big gout of flame and just ash rains. If it's like destroying these things, then yeah, there's just like some of them like they kind of like fall down, how moths accidentally run into torches, that kind of thing. It looks a lot like that.
I watch this in amazement and say, Tarlin, at some point we really need to talk about these crazy things you've been doing lately.
Oh, Ireland is like thinking about it. He's like, yes, yes. he kind of pats the Solinari holy symbol that he's like basically that he's lashed that golden jeweled skull to, and he's like, I don't know what to say beyond we've dealt with several deities, and I've dealt with several on my own already.
Hmm. And there's no consequence to any of this?
Of course, there are consequences. Everybody wants something. That's why the most heinous of these deals, I generally say no.
But this magic you cast, there's no downside to it?
I've I've been learning these things, most of these things, in my teachings in the circles in the Solinari Tower, right? I'm sorry, my brain is right now.
Our high sorcery.
Yeah, Tower of High Sorcery. I've most of my teachings have been scholarly from the tower.
I just like point at the corpses and I'm like, that doesn't look scholarly to me.
Harlan does frown a bit, and he's like, "There are made there are wizards of greater power than me that were my teachers that can do much, much more."
That's truly astounding. What does Aethelflood think of all this? Are we still being charged by like vicious bats, or was it just like those 24?
I think I just toasted them all.
He toasted them all.
Okay, nice. Well, those normal-sized bats certainly couldn't have carried off Jeshi.
Damn, I was so excited.
Well, they. He is rather small. I think if they all. No, my brain was immediately just like they all like cartoon on like grab onto him and just flap together and just carry him off. No, but Tarlin does actually look a little skeptical and say, "But he is rather small." But no, he
He is. But the tracks. Okay, so the tracks. Do they
went
go
up to this
beyond?
chest.
They went up to the chest and they completely stopped.
Correct. I would also ask everyone to roll an insight check.
Hmm.
Darling. It
Mhm.
definitely occurs to you. So you, the party was faced with the danger of 20 nucescent pestering bats, give or take. You just raise your hand, blast them, turn them down. You also have this idea that perhaps the word needs to be rearranged on this piece of parchment. So you think maybe the word needs to be manipulated. Perhaps maybe it's a word scram.
Oh, that's what I was thinking. Dang it. Me, player Eddie, was looking at it. I was like, that looks like it's got to be an anagram for something. Uh,
You rolled a 14. I don't know if you got it right or wrong. But that's the idea that's in your head right now.
yeah. Hmm. Hmm.
I weirdly don't see that in chat anymore. Would you mind throwing that in one more time?
Um. Uh.
Oh, I see it.
It's, uh. Oh. Okay. Okay. Give me a second. Is timeless?
Did anyone happen to look underneath the chest?
I was looking for like traps or like stairwells, so I would have been investigating it or moving it, but I don't know if I necessarily checked like directly under. I would have looked for something near, probably.
Aethelfled had picked it up.
Yeah, you guys picked it up and looked underneath it. I would say that it occurs to you that perhaps you could just look underneath it to see if maybe there's some unturned stone. Would you like to do that?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Let's see.
You lift up the chest and you see underneath it a carving. It says, I
Elitism?
wonder. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Elitism was my guess for a word. Oh, the word.
Oh, that's not it. But you do see, thankfully, perhaps something that could lead you down the right path. Carved underneath this chest, you see 4 lines, and they don't make a ton of sense, but you're hoping that maybe there's some clue. And they read as follows. I'll post it in chat. I weather the mountains, I wrinkle the face, the greatest vandal, leaving only a trace. None can escape me, though many have tried. Speak my name or be denied.
Careful.
What's that, chat?
Careful.
I weather the mountain. I wrinkle the face. Bane? No, wait. The greatest only a trace. Vandal? Speak my name will be denied. Timeless. Yeah,
Weather
that's
the
it.
mountains and
Yeah.
wrinkle the face. What wrinkles the face?
Time.
Time. So it's time is.
It's time.
Timeless.
Yeah. So you,
Okay.
I presume you speak it out loud.
Yeah. Sorry, I had said it. I think I had said that a little bit ago, out
Oh,
loud.
sorry.
My bad. No,
I
it's
didn't hear
okay. I was looking at it, and it took me a second to unscramble the words and like try them around.
You got
But
there. You got there though. Okay, yeah.
I
So
did.
I know,
so you
right?
say timeless out loud. Perhaps
Yes.
with confidence, or perhaps not. Maybe you're like, no, this is
Questioning, questioning, uncertain, just timeless.
timeless. Okay. So you do so.
Yeah.
And as you do, the three of you feel a lurch, and reality is kind of warped around you. And you find yourself in a cave. It's a completely different landscape than what you were just previously in. Surrounding you are large clumps of rock that kind of jut out, similar to what you've seen previously. But there's light pouring in from the top. In front of you is a statue. Uh, the statue holds a book, and then to your right is a staircase. And if that's a lot to take in, how about everyone hop on Discord? You guys have to show you.
Oh
Uh-oh.
snap!
Uh-oh.
One sec.
This is like a Google Maps, and especially after coming out of Theater of the Mind, I think it might be a little easier to kind of transition to this style. Think of it as just like Google Maps. You can look around. We can observe little quadrants. I'll kind of zone things off for you. So, like, this is the statue area. As you reappear, you've read this word timeless, and now you kind of understand perhaps why Jesse and Faraday are no longer. You weren't able to see their tracks; they kind of just died off. You have been teleported to some new location. In front of you, you see this statue weathered by time. And it's hard to see exactly what's going on over there, but you can definitely see that there's some sort of book that's resting upon him. You see candles in the back over here, and directly ahead of you, you think you see a treasure chest, but you can't quite tell from this distance. You see a pathway where you could go up these stairs, and then back here, there's this little watery area. Doesn't seem to be anything of interest, but if you would like to investigate it, you're certainly welcome to. You just see candles. It's a little odd that there be candles, but you do see them lighting up the room, and that's where it's pouring in the scene. What would you guys like to do?
Well, I feel like the most obvious point of interest is that statue guy, but I'm also curious as to why there's an arch with two
With the
candles there.
book, right?
Yeah.
Do we see footprints?
You do see
Right?
footprints. They're gonna lead up the staircase.
I would like to collect a sample of the water, please.
Sure. Roll investigation.
Okay, 1 second. Where are you? Oh God, 8.
Yeah, you just find some water. You're easily able to collect a sample of it.
Does the architecture look like similar from our world, or like from maybe a different rare species, or like I don't know, from like 1,000 years ago or something?
You can tell it's very old, perhaps predating the cataclysm. You would maybe think that somebody probably had built this maybe 400 years ago, maybe five,
Okay.
long time ago. So you presume maybe dwarfs. Definitely seems to be of an elegant nature, but it is quite worn from time.
Yeah, I
I
think
would
we
like
should.
to check out the book that
Yeah.
Okay.
is on the statue.
We'll go check out the book. So it's a haunting figure in front of you. It's just a statue, but it's deeply disturbing. There's something about it that makes you a little uneasy. Um, Inside of it is just hollow space, and it just makes you feel uneasy. Um, you're able to pick up the book. You're welcome to do so if you'd like.
Sure. Let's confirm
Yeah.
if yeah, no one wants to go.
Yeah. Want to look. I
Okay.
definitely want to check out the book.
So you recognize as you open it up, you kind of peer in, you realize it's another turn. And you recognize the handwriting as belonging to the page that you had found previously. Um, this one has a very detailed end, and you kind of, kind of gaze through it and piece together maybe random moments from a wizard's life. But the end is the part that you've really gravitated towards because you kind of want to know what the last entry that this person stopped putting in diary entry. So that's kind of where you gravitate to. So you get to the last couple of pages. It's quite the sprawl. I'll be posting these words in kind of chunks in Discord just to make it a little easier to digest. But I will read them. I journeyed through the darkened paths leading to Fistandantalus's domain, a labyrinth of shadow and whisper, where every flicker of light felt like betrayal. I felt ridiculous. A long, outstretched hand guiding me, yet I was blindfolded, stumbling through webs of deceit. As I neared the heart of his lair, whispers stood around me, dark whispers that taunted and beckoned. I could feel the weight of the scepter, and the lure that tugged at my soul. I imagined the jewels sparkling with unholy power, each one holding a piece of the cosmos. waiting for
Little
him to claim it.
Dragonlance!
And then, oh, the chaos that ensued. Magic crackled in the air like static. I could feel the tug of my very essence, the shadows threatening to consume me whole as I eroded ward after ward, a key for every lock. I reached for the scepter. Trembling hands, I seized it, along with the shimmering rod. I gathered a spellbook filled with secrets and incantations that danced on the edges of sanity.
I see
With
you.
treasures clutched tightly, I fled.
I see you.
Twisted and turned to lure me into the depths of a cave, a sanctuary from the darkness above. I thought myself safe, hidden from the world, hidden from the wrath of fist inventors. But peace was fleeting. The whispers began almost immediately. Hissing voices swirling in darkness, echoing my fears and desires. Turn back, they seemed to say, slithering through the cracks in the stone. Leave this place. Washed over me as I held deeper into the shadows, convinced that the cave was a haunted, shadowy figure flickered at the edge of my vision, just beyond the flickering light of my fire. I could feel its gaze upon me, heavy and suffocating, as if it sought to unravel the very fabric of my mind. Was it a ghost? Spectre of my past sins, or perhaps the remnants of a fisted Dantalus's ire, simply reclaim what I had stolen. Each night I heard the whispers grow louder, the presence more powerful. I was not alone, not in this place of refuge. Perhaps I'll leave, I think. It would be too risky to bring the items with me. I must hide them here, yes, hide them. They are far too precious for the light of day, but what if the shadows cover them? What if they conspire against me, plotting to reclaim their lost treasures? I can feel the walls breathing. Stone, a conspirator in the grand play of madness. The air thickens with the scent of old secrets, and I can hear the stones whispering of ancient betrayals. The scepter knows my name, calls to me in dreams, seducing my thoughts with visions of power and chaos. The shadows twist and wriggle like worms in the soil. I am not alone. This cave is alive. I can see them now. Echoes of the past, the ghosts of forgotten dreams, almost seeking the scepter's splendor. They press against me, their fingers breaking the skin, points of nails. And then you see a set of clues. Post those clues. But basically, just to summarize, the writer of this journal is a wizard of some sort who made a deal with the god Hidekel. In doing so, was given the ability to steal from Fist and Dantalus, the Dark Wizard. Do me a favor, roll me History or Arcana on that one, darling. Key, and he says it's on it, and that's where you guys are. He also said he wanted to hide his treasures. So he has a set of clues. Let's see what that roll was. Okay. Yeah, I guess it makes sense that you might have heard of this particular dark wizard. And Tarlin, you've definitely heard of Fist and Danilus. In your studies of magic, he's up there with like human. You know, he's kind of a big deal. It was like him and Magius were like some of the big time wizards back before the Cataclysm. Aethelflaed, you would know all this as well. So Fist and Dantalus is a very evil, powerful guy, and some say he might have been the strongest wizard to ever live. That's what you read from the book. I'll give you those clues. hopefully some of those. There we go. Okay, and I'll read these out loud to you guys. And yet what secrets do I hide behind the chest adorned with the stone that lies the tormented, a sight that no man should ever dare gaze upon. They writhe in shadows lost in anguish, a reminder of the price of knowledge, price of curiosity. Beware for those who seek the truth may find themselves ensnared by the very darkness they wish to unveil. But beware the gaze that cannot blink. Its truths, it holds truths unspoken, waiting for a soul to see. See no evil, I whisper to the shadows. A truth I cannot escape. What are eyes but windows yet mine? Will mine have bled? Can one truly see when the heart is blind? But what lies ahead? Ah, a stone on the stair, a sentinel of silence, a marker of fate. Each step echoes with the weight of my choices, heavy like the burden of forgotten truths. If I dare to move outward, I feel the pain clawing at my soul. Yet inward, ah, sweet release. Inwards, I am free from the shackles of despair. Once the circle is unbound, I shall find the entrance, the door without a key. What awaits beyond? Only the echoes of a madman. And then, yes, see no evil. And then I weather the mountains. I wrinkle the face itself, or excuse me, I weather the mountains. I wrinkle the face of time itself, the greatest vandal of all, leaving but a whisper, a trace. None can see me, though many have tried to speak my name, looking for it. That's all you're really going to find here. There is a location this way. As you get a little closer, you can make it out and tell that it does appear to be a treasure chest with some candles. There are some vines. Tarlin, if you'd like to roll an event, or anyone really, but I figured Tarlin would probably have a better shot at it. But if anyone wants to investigate this moss hanging from the columns here, go ahead and roll nature. Investigation works too. Why not? Okay. 14. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Okay, that's a good one. 15 solid. 14's good too. So, Aethelfoot and Tarlin, as you're examining this moss, you can actually tell that it has similar properties to the fungus that you had found in that poison previously, like the spores. It doesn't appear to be in any kind of deadly state in front of you, but it does appear to be perhaps like the fungus was some derivative of this moss. It does appear exceedingly rare.
I will
And
collect.
that's knowledge you now have. Would you like to maybe try to harvest it?
Yes, please.
I had a feeling you might want to. Go ahead and we'll say that works with your nature. So Tarlin and Aethelflood, you're able to both kind of harvest a little bit of this moss. You might be able to utilize this in the future for some sort of poison or perhaps even an antidote, maybe a remedy. But that's something you can maybe work on future time. Calixto, is there anything you would like to be doing at the moment, or would you guys like to kind of convene about what you just read about in this journal?
Yeah. I will sort of chew on that thought, but I am very curious in these footprints because Jeshi may have already made some kind of progress on this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ethelfled does want to find Faraday. It's just hard to ignore the looming statue in front of you that's creepy and has this like tone.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Yeah, that's why I was like, but yeah, let's go. I was about to say maybe we should check out the follow the footsteps for now, and then we should definitely work out these clues that were left behind.
Okay. So you want to traverse the staircase and hold off on this chest?
Maybe for now?
Sure.
Yeah. For now.
Stairs it is. Okay. It's a tricky one.
That's cool.
Ooh,
Mhm.
the shots.
It keeps
All
going.
right.
Oh man, right? Because if this was a video game, I would have searched every inch of the bottom ground before moving up. But
Right.
that's what I always loved about like Fallout and like all those like Oblivion, Skyrim, just like freaking looking and searching and looting and foraging everything.
So I need everyone to roll a
It's a drop.
perception check.
Nice.
That's so good.
Okay,
Uh,
Tarlin.
yes.
You are able to make out that there seems to be light kind of pouring through these steps in front of you in an unnatural way. And it's something that seems very odd about them.
Um, Harlan kind of stops for a moment and takes his quarterstaff and just kind of like pokes at the stairs with it.
And as you do, you realize that there are no steps.
Oh shit.
So the steps are
Yeah.
now missing as you kind of pass your hand through, and an illusion that has been in place for presumably hundreds of years just kind of evaporates.
What trickery is this?
Hmm.
Hmm.
Perhaps we ought to take a closer look at these clues that were left behind.
And I suppose one of the things you also would have noticed is that the tracks lead up to these steps. They kind of disappear, and that's something that caught your eye as well. And then they begin again on the other side.
Hmm.
Oh, yes. I think
How would you like to try
Ethelflaed,
to traverse?
well, Ethelflaed is gonna tie some rope around her waist and anchor it to whatever's on this side that we're currently on to make sure it's secure. And then over on the side where those metal bars are, she's just gonna like shimmy her way across so that she can tether and secure a rope on the other side so that essentially it's just a taut rope that people can shimmy over. Like, because you know how you can like lay on one rope and just like slide. You can slide across one rope for sure. Or I mean, if we have time, I can build a little bridge out of rope. But
Was thinking maybe you could probably craft a pretty nice little kind of grappling hook sort of thing that you could probably connect on the other side. You can break something like that. But I
sure.
would say roll if you wanted to try that approach, roll to hit. I think that makes the most sense.
You want me to roll like my toolkit or just
Yeah,
roll?
roll a dexterity with proficiency.
Okay, 1 second. Dexterity is where are you? Constitution, charisma, wisdom. Dex +2. Okay. Oops, that's the wrong symbol. Here we go. Oh my God, why?
Okay, but you can try again. We'll just say you try a couple more times, and eventually you'll be successful. There's no real. It's not like you just throw in. You don't have any more. So I would say after a couple
Drop.
of attempts,
She's like trying to
there
piece
we
it
go.
together and drops and is like, fuck.
Yeah. So you're able to kind of tie it off in a way that makes it traversable. We've got these metal bars to the side over here. We probably fashion something to help get across that way. Maybe thread the rope through that. And, yeah, but you guys are able to pass through here. There
Okay.
is a section over here to your left if you'd like to check that out. There's this gate right here, and then all kinds of shit going on in here.
And so it turns into like stone and marble. So the footsteps have disappeared just because it's untraceable, or
They are no longer within your sight. You can see
mm,
them on the other side of the bridge, but now we're at a point where
Yeah.
It just wouldn't make sense for it to be anything else.
Yeah. Just making sure it looks like what it looks like.
Yeah. What's this cage over here on the left side? That's right here.
Good question. Let's check that out. So over here, we've got some candles. Nothing too fancy. It's just a closed off little area.
And there's
You're
no
welcome to
lock
investigate.
or like levers or anything to like operate it.
We gotta.
Not that you can see. You're welcome
Or
to roll investigation and kind of look around the area if you'd like.
is it like an old like
Sure.
Mayan Indian thing where they just
God
like
dang it!
hammer the things down inside and like
They just reach through the bars every time they have to light
oh
it.
yeah, they like wedge it open.
Just get a really long stick with the little fire on the end of it and stick it in there.
Yeah, like in that one Western movie. What's it called? Shit. Totally. About this
I
game.
would say Aethelflid, Tarlin, you don't find anything, but Aethelflid, you're pretty confident that if there was something to be found, we would have found it.
Weird. It's no lock, no handle.
Would you like to explore this area or go back to the main area?
May as well, right here.
Yeah, may as well. All right. So this is just some more candles, some spider webs here, and you can see something shimmering behind these gates here through this threshold. We can certainly advance forward if you guys would like.
What? Maybe we should rethink. Yeah. Is any of this like triggering like I should look at the clues, reread this poem or thing?
Not
As of right now,
really.
nothing stands out.
Okay.
Yeah, nothing's jumping out at me either.
I would say, having been through the experience that you just had, as you're kind of thinking about it, you start to think maybe one or two of those lines may have written.
I remember something about the chest in those lines.
I'll read them out loud again. And yet, the secrets to hide. Behind the chest, adorned with the stone, there lies the tormented, a sight no man should ever dare gaze upon. They writhe in the shadows, lost in anguish. But beware the gaze that cannot blink. It holds truths unspoken, waiting for a soul to seek. See no evil, I whisper to the shadows. Truth I cannot escape, but our eyes but windows yet mine. Oh, mine have bled. Can one truly see what the heart is blind? But what lies ahead? A stone on a stair. So we have seen something stair related. A simple silence marker of fate. Each step echoes with the weight of my choices, heavy like the burden of the choice. So that one, you're kind of sussing it out, and you're like, oh, maybe that's what it means. But you're also starting to realize just how cryptic these clues are. So hopefully this will, maybe they'll kind of come to your mind as you're progressing through some of the more interesting objects as you explore.
Okay. Should we go back to the place or keep going through this way?
Ooh, I'm not sure. I'm kind of wary of venturing too far.
Honestly, the whole thing about the behind the chest is the thing that no living man should ever see. I'm like, okay, well, I was like, well, no, I was thinking we've got I can summon a spirit, a skelly boy. Well, wait, no, I don't have spell slots for that anymore. Never mind. We got Faraday, and I don't remember.
Faraday right now.
What's that? I was gonna say we can do that. We can Lord of the Rings. I am no man this and have Aethelflin do it.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like we should go back to that first room. Or back to
that down at the bottom of the stairs. That was. I mean, I know there's something down there. I'm just like.
Yeah, or glance a little bit more at what's inward, but not through that one, like the Mhm. At the top of the
It's an option.
stairwell where we were, on the right side of the gate. Like, oh god, it keeps going up that way too.
It could be.
Because you know,
Okay.
it's like a plaza or like the opening into like a old town or
Oh
something.
yeah, at the top of the stairs, I think
Yeah, right.
just past the gate on the left side
Mhm.
is where you
Yeah,
were
so we
looking
have
at.
this option where it sounds like you guys don't want to go. That's a-okay. There is the option that is directly in
Yes.
front of us here,
Back that
where you
way,
can
yes.
go into the main area. And then also you could go back downstairs and investigate that one little opening.
I think we should go down that way.
Mm,
Or maybe we should split the party. Shit. Just go travel.
Certainly could.
I'm kinda kidding.
Yeah, and then this is just a guide, right? It's just Google
Yeah.
Maps. This is just an extra avenue of description. If you guys want to go explore separately, you can. If there's something that's not present in front of you, maybe we can, figure out that maybe there should be something in front of you. If you want to investigate something and there's not an item there, it doesn't necessarily mean there won't be. So feel free to kind of play around in the sandbox.
10 steps forward, sir. Por favor. Okay. Now we're back at the top of the stairs. That goes somewhere we could go back down.
You can make out a couple of things. There's an archway right here. Appears to be some sort of maybe a pedestal located in the middle of the stairs directly in front of you.
It's like cross.
A lot of unknown. You're welcome to go downstairs, or we can go forward here if you'd like.
Hmm.
I've read these clues like 6 times.
Yeah. The dungeon dweller in me wants to just check out all the rooms just because you don't know what's in anything. But
Up or down?
I'm cool with that.
Which one?
well, now that we figured out the stairs, we can just go back up easy, right?
Correct. Yeah. And I don't have any collision on, so it still has the old collision, so I can just walk across, make it easy on everyone.
Yay. Yeah, why don't we just finish seeing what's downstairs before we go further, now that we know it goes everywhere.
Everyone cool with that?
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
Eddie?
Yeah, sorry. I was reading the clues again.
Whee! Okay.
God, this place is big. I wonder how long it took them to make all of this.
Did you want to take that book? You're certainly welcome to, or you could put it back or burn it.
No, we should totally take it.
Okay.
Or I will
So
take it.
you have a diary in your
It's
inventory.
boots.
Have we passed
you
a stone
privilege.
eye anywhere? Like a statue of an eye or anything like that?
But we passed a pair of boots.
So you can kind of see this area as you approach it.
Oh, it's always good at moves. Plenty of dead things for you to speak to in here.
Hmm.
Okay, so you see this floating skull. It's eyeballing this chest. You do see the chest in front of you. It's just lit up by candlelight. So far, you don't really see anything else of interest in here. It's kind of a empty-ish room. Some
Is there
rubble back
anything
here.
magical emanating from in there?
Anything magical, you say?
Yeah, like the head is pulsating, or the chest is like hidden, has traps on it, or like I don't know anything.
Well, it
Yeah,
is. If you, yeah, it is suspended in midair, so you could probably draw the conclusion that that's not.
like is it a trap?
Certainly doesn't look like a normal skull.
That could be the gaze that cannot blink.
Yeah.
Which could make this The chest adorned with the stone. Is there a stone on this chest somewhere?
We'd have to get closer.
Agreed. Yeah, from where you're at, you don't see anything that specifically stands out, but you also know that you probably need to get a little closer.
Um,
Can I like pick up a rock?
I do not want it.
Toss it in there.
Toss what in there?
Just like a rock. Can I like toss it like
Sure.
maybe towards the candles over there?
Yeah, you can do that. You do so. You hit a candle. Nothing else happens.
It seems like maybe nothing bad will happen if we step into this room.
Not that I agree, but I don't know that we have another choice.
I'd say you've safely made it, here-ish. Investigate the
So
city.
far.
Nothing happens. It's just a floating skull.
I
It
guess.
does have a line of sight on that chest. It's pretty obvious that it's just kind of overlooking it. Certainly approach the chest if you'd like.
Oh.
Arlen's gonna kind of walk up behind the skull and say, see no evil.
Nothing happens.
Okay.
There's something in the back of your mind that makes you feel like maybe you're kind of on the right track.
I think while Tarlin's doing that, Flood will like slowly approach the chest, not like interact with it, but like try to observe again if there's marks or carvings or like if it's open, if there's whatever. Just
Like when you say slowly approach, do you mean like this?
slowly, yes.
Whoa!
Sick.
Yes. Not like that.
Okay,
I'm not
cool.
running up to it,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I'm just casually
Very cinematically like that.
Yes. That's what you see.
So
Jump scare.
you're-
Like
you're
perfect
able-
timing, yeah, for a jump scare.
okay, so I would like for you to I presume now you're just standing here. What exactly are you doing once you get to the chest?
Probably
You see.
let me think. Approaching this chest. Oh, she's probably gonna lean forward and bring out her notebook again to like maybe take notes and like slide down her glasses and like flip this lens so that there's like a magnifying glass so she can like read a little bit easier without having to get like super close. Just to observe again the materials, what it's made of, if it looks worn, yeah, if the lock looks fresh or broken or whatever.
You do see a jewel on the very back of this chest. It's not something that you would have noticed had you not kind of been looking at it. You don't see anything that stands out as far as mechanisms. You think it doesn't have anything attached to it. You don't see any like locks or anything. You also don't see etchings, carvings, or anything like that. But as you're kind of checking this thing out, you do kind of find that on the back.
You got staring on the back of this chest. I don't suppose you think it's part of the clues, do you? You
Oh,
did
it
mention
does
that-
say, behind the chest adorned with the stone, there lies the tormented.
This is totally that clue, that first one.
That has, right.
So what's behind it?
Man, Matt, I legit thought you were like turning the camera for a jump scare. I was about to be like, God damn it, no.
I would never ever do that to you guys. I don't like
you
jump
walk up
scares.
so like this. I'm like, what's happening?
Bro, it's your birthday. I wouldn't do that.
I mean, it's also spoopy season, so it's not like I wouldn't
Right.
I wouldn't say it would be out of place. I was just like, oh god.
Right. Fair enough.
I
So
was
you
ready
do have the
for it.
chest in front of you. There is the jewel on the back of it. There is a skull floating here.
You shouldn't open this. Something about curiosity and oh god, look at that fellow.
Yes, okay, let me see, bro.
So I think Ethelfled will back away for now and probably join Tarlin to check out the skull and see if again there's clues around to like, yeah, is the skull looking at something of importance? Are there like ashes from like where the body used to be or other skeletal remains or like
Is the skull's mouth
Say this.
open?
The skull's mouth is. Let's find out. Just go look at it.
Because we're supposed to learn something from something that happened to them, I thought, but
It holds
it is, in
truths
fact,
unspoken. Is there anything like written on the
can you
skull?
meld the thing with it? Like Vulcan mind meld? Some like, I guess we don't have a druid, but.
You don't see anything written anywhere. You do
They
see it
rise from
suspended.
shadows. Talon, can you speak to this thing? Is that something you do, right? You speak to dead people.
Actually, I think it's still in the time limit. I totally probably could. If we're following Baldur's Gate 3 rules, that is.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. If you want to talk to this skull, you can.
Sure, I will try to talk to the skull.
I think your questions are up, right? Can you retarget another undead?
That's what I think that's what they do with
Yes, you
with yeah, with Speak with
like
Dead
an
in PG3.
Thieves.
can. Mm-hmm. It
Yeah.
just bounces from
Yeah.
undead to undead, but you only can
Yeah.
ask.
That's all right. It's pretty good. Okay. What would you like to ask the skull? So you cast your spell. It kind of reverberates with an ethereal energy, and out it's kind of this husky dwarf. It's just kind of aged and withered, but he regards you with silence, and you're welcome to ask questions.
This door,
Can't
or just is this just like a just Tarlin can?
Well, I
I think
mean-
only Tarlin can because he has the magic on him, and I think also
Yeah.
you could ask him. We could say you RP, kind of like when
Yeah,
somebody
yeah.
has to translate. But I think there is still that 5 question limit if memory serves. But fire away.
let's see.
This dwarf materializes in front of you.
Harlan looks at it for a moment and says, can you tell me about this place that we were in, what it is?
Temple.
Okay, it's a temple. Do you know
Nothing.
do you know how you died?
I felt him there,
Oh
and then he ripped my soul from my body.
Hmm. Okay. Yeah, Tarlin thinks for a moment and he kind of taps on the book and for a moment says, did a wizard do this to you?
Oh.
What wisdom did you seek? What knowledge did you seek?
Yeah, let's see.
You stumble? I know.
Yeah, let me see.
Do they know it's
Kind
in
of
the
he thinks for a moment and thinks about the lines from there. He's like, what truths do you hold that you have not spoken?
Nice.
Watched Hidukel kill the king in front of me, breaking a pact.
King
Wow. That's pretty big secret, dog. Um
Yeah, that's not just yeah, wow. Do we
Is this like the
just,
current king?
yeah, out of character, like is that like something like your character would recognize, you think? Like that king's name, or is that like do we know that we're talking about
Uh,
people from history, like again, like however many years ago, or is this just like even people we don't know?
roll me history or religion. And you can all three do that.
Yeah, because we don't know. Tarlin's our only hope, but if he's
Got that
sharing.
religion. Got
I'm
that
sorry, religion
religion.
or what?
Hey, that's a 23 religion.
Or
Nice. Okay.
history?
Yo.
Okay. Tarlin and Aethelflin, you are familiar with these pact worshippers. Basically, there were people in the old days before the Cataclysm that sought the help of Hiddekel. They were followers of him. They were sneaky. They were liars. Essentially, like a very kind of honorless thieves guild, sort of. These people formed their own societies and their own civilizations, and they would hide in sneaky, shadowy places. They would call them temples, but in actuality, they were kind of hideouts.
Mm,
It, it, you feel like you might be in one of those right now.
for sure. Absolutely feels like we're in the temple of a pact worshiper.
Oh, okay.
It makes me think like one of those gates in Oblivion you accidentally stumble upon. You're like, fuck, this is not what I want to
Yeah,
be doing.
right.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, I guess.
It's good, you guys.
Hmm.
Any other questions?
How many more questions do you have for the guy?
I want to say I have one more because I've asked for just one more question. So okay, Idukel killed the king. That's pretty big. Okay.
Good to know.
Yeah. So yeah, you kind of piece together that there was a society of cutthroaty kind of people, worshippers of
Yeah.
Hiddekel. This king apparently didn't fulfill his bargain, and he had his soul ripped from his body by a god. But that's all
Mm-hmm.
the information you get here. There's still
Okay.
a floating head, and there's still a chest with a jewel in it.
Well, I wish I had fair day so you could open the chest for me. Guess I could use mage hand, but scanning around the cave, just like looking for ideas.
Hmm.
Should we venture forth or just, I don't know, test our luck and open this thing?
Can we move it without opening it?
That's a good
You
question.
can certainly try to.
I'm less worried about moving it, and I'm worried about what's behind it because it says something about the tormented.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unleash
Same.
them.
Same. Is there nothing behind it? Just that little nook?
And that
There's
gemstone
nothing there.
or that
There's the
stone.
gemstone that's still attached to the chest. Then. So the gemstone is
Oh,
there.
can I? How about this? Can I cover the skull with a cloth
You can.
so that its sight is covered up?
You sure can. What else would you guys like to do?
Is there anything behind that rubble, like by the floating skull? Or is that just like a derelict part?
Nothing of note.
Okay.
There's nothing to sit out to.
Could we put out the candles?
You could.
Yeah, can we do that?
Yeah, you put them out. Nothing happens. It's slightly dark.
Slightly darker.
By slightly, I mean it's quite a bit, but there's still a little light pouring in. The
Yeah.
chest is no longer illuminated.
If I get cursed or dead or something, will you revive me? I mean, I guess I can't die. Fuck it, I can't die. I'm an awful. She's gonna
Yeah, I was
struggle.
about to say, didn't you just make a deal of some type for that thing
did.
to avoid that?
Fuck it, guys. I'm gonna open the chest. I'm gonna try to remove the stone first, and then open the chest. Wish me luck.
Good luck.
Good luck, man.
So you try to open the
Bless.
chest?
Well,
I
I'm
know
gonna
you.
I'm gonna touch the stone first and see if it wiggles, and then see the chest opens. But I'm gonna touch.
So it is removable. The gem is definitely removable.
Okay.
You could certainly do that. You could also open the chest if you'd like. You could move the chest. You could take the chest. Variety of different things you could do. But
I'm
you want to go
going
the conventional route.
Well, okay, knowing that the stone is removable, I can take that out. I'm gonna keep the
As you
stone
do.
real quick, and then open the chest. And if nothing changes, I
Okay.
will come back and then open the chest.
Okay, so here's what happens. So you remove the gem. As you do, there is a small wall next to you. Part of it slides, revealing a secret passage. I'll show you that in just a moment. You open the chest and there's nothing inside, but as you do so, the skull kind of moves for a second and then stops.
No.
Um, well, it's chill. You get the impression that it would have done something, but something prevented it from doing what it was intended to do.
Hey,
So it's kind of like
nice.
it revs up and then it doesn't. So actually, covering the skull was one of the ways you could have gotten to the skull. So, good job, Eddie.
Nice.
Eddie's gonna
Yay.
make clutch.
Well done, Eddie.
Very nice. Okay, great.
I was just looking at
um,
those. I was like, if the gaze holds truths unspoken, then we cover the gaze to reveal the truth.
I gave you that line aside hardcore at the end. I was like, let me help.
Yeah, it was
I'm
right
just-
there all along.
Yeah, right.
I'm so
Yeah, so
bad
there's
at
nothing of
done.
note.
Good design.
Nothing of note with the
trick.
chest, but by removing that, we're right there. So there's a little passageway. Would you guys like to go through?
I mean, yeah.
Indeed.
Okay.
Oh, thank God one of us is educated. I don't know how he would have solved that riddle with actual help. I thought
So
I
you've
was
got these walls. You can see a little steam rising right here from one of the walls.
Ooh.
This is kind of shimmering, and then kind of move out into the hallway. You see two lit torches. It's hard to tell from here, but you're fairly certain that in this little puddle of water, there are piles of gold coins. This chest looks extremely ornate, and yeah,
Do you suppose it's
this is
cursed?
where you
I guess I'm gonna go check out the gold because fuck it.
I still need to find Jeshi.
Yes, we are definitely still missing party members.
correct.
Does it look? I will go look at the gold. Maybe see what that chest is about again.
Okay, we'll go check it out.
Okay. Don't eat me, crocodile. Is this room flooded? No.
Jump scare!
Oh no!
Yeah, that's not good.
All right. So as you approach, some steam begins to rise from this chest very quickly. You kind of look back, you see your party members, nothing seems amiss. The moment you take your focus off, something appears behind you and you turn around. You are currently kind of flanking. I would say Tarlin and Calixto are behind what has just appeared before you. Aethelflid, you're staring right at it. It is kind of hard to make out, but in this mist, you can see what appears to be a crown, and that is where we're going to end tonight's session.
Jump scare.
Oh shit!
Jump scare.
Halloween jump scare. Great
Yeah.
session, man. Thank you for running that. Happy birthday.
Hey.
Thank you very much, dude.
Happy
Thank you,
birthday,
Happy
guys.
birthday, Eddie.
Yeah, thank
How'd you guys feel
This
about
was
that?
awesome. It was great, dude. It was fun.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah. Okay. There's more.
Who knew that
Dude,
a
I'm
random
excited.
tunnel was going to turn into all
I'm
these
not gonna lie. I